Well, new calls today for state action on the impending budget crisis facing Chicago area transit.
Transit agencies could face a near $1 billion shortfall after federal funding runs out at the end of the year. WGN's Christine Flores has details.
There is still time for us to ensure that there are not any service cuts or job losses.
In a discussion moderated by transportation expert Joe Schwieterman of DePaul University, Illinois State Senator Ram Villavalam and State Representative Evadina Delgado took on the topic of the looming $770 million budget shortfall facing regional transit agencies when funding runs out on December 31st.
One of the things that we're still working through on the House side is talking about what that revenue mix looks like, and making sure that whatever it is that we put up on the board, that it is sustainable, that it is progressive, and that it's something that we know is going to invest in that system.
It's an issue public transit agencies across the U.S. are facing following declining ridership and the impending end of the federal COVID-19 relief funding. In Illinois, leaders say it's about looking at reform like House Bill 3438.
This legislation would create an Office of Public Safety to address a lot of the safety challenges we've been hearing about, create a transit ambassador program, create a new main entity, as you referenced, the Northeastern Illinois Transit Authority, that has state representation in addition to the Collars, Suburban Cook, the city of Chicago. It would promote integration.
While funding is needed, they are also looking at ways to improve the rider experience. Senator Villavalam referenced the 35 hours of testimony they listened to from constituents.
One of the heartbreaking testimonies we heard was about a veteran who had to take 4 transfers to get to Hines VA. That's insane. That's unacceptable.
State representatives even traveled to Germany within the last year to see what they could implement here from their thriving transit system there.
One of the things that they did was they created unified boards that oversaw multiple transit agencies. And when you saw how that governance functioned, it was very functional.
For now, they say they'll continue to look at possible solutions to present a well-rounded piece of legislation and eventually offer a smooth ride no matter where people are traveling to.
There's a serious commitment by both chambers and the governor to ensure that there isn't actual cuts to service and or job losses.
And that was Christine Flores reporting. Still no word on if there will be a special session on the matter. They both said that they're open to hearing possible solutions from groups and from constituents.